I turned 30. And I flipped out. I realized I had spent my entire life in Ohio. I took it really, really hard. And the people said to me then, and they still say to me now, age is just a number. All right, fine. Then your weight is just a number. Your height is just a number. Your credit score is just a number. Your cholesterol is a number. Your blood pressure, those are just numbers, right? But numbers have value, which implies they have meaning. They mean something. Like, doesn't it already feel like this year has moved so fast? It's shorter than any year so far, right? Well, there's some math to that. I'm gonna break it down, all right? My son, I have a son, by the way. My son is turning 2 years old. I know. He's turning 2 years old, so this next year of his life is 50% of it, right? 1/2, 50% of his life. It's gonna feel really long to him. This next year, I'm almost 50. I know, black don't crack, brown don't frown. That's what I'm saying. So this next year is 2% of my life. So to me, it's gonna feel really short. To him, it's gonna feel really long. And the only reason I tell you that is to depress the hell out of everyone in the room. No, I say it because I want people to stop saying age is just a number. It's crap. In fact, toilet paper is a very good analogy, in fact, because when you sit down and check to see how much toilet paper is left, hopefully in the reverse order, you check, and then you sit down. When you think half of the roll is left, there's actually less than half left because of the way that circumference works. Think about it, right? There's more on the outside than there is on the inside, like people in LA. So my analogy is that life is like toilet paper. The less that's left, the faster it goes. I'm not sure when this turned into a TED Talk. But that's okay. I turned 30, I flipped out, and I moved to California, moved to Los Angeles, specifically to be a full-time comedian and an actor. I am an actor. Although you haven't, yeah, sure, no, thank you. You haven't seen me in anything, so I'm like an auditioner. I actually booked a very weird role recently. On Netflix, there's a show called Indian Matchmaking. Some of you will know this show, and not only the proud people, a lot of people know this show, they're watching it. They now have Jewish matchmaking, they're expanding it into a franchise. And if you don't know the show, or even if you do, it's about Indian matchmaking. It's a very coy title. So I actually do the audio description for the show. Some of you will not know what that is. I will explain. If you go in Netflix into settings and turn on audio description, I know it's hard to say, Mom, I made it, when you have to tell them to go into the settings. But it's for the seeing impaired. It helps them hear what's going on. You narrate the show. It's really kind of a crazy thing. It's kind of cool to be able to do this. I don't know. It's the role that I was able to book. But that show cracks me up. Indian matchmaking cracks me up. If you've seen it, or even if you haven't, the star of the show is someone named Seema Auntie. And what her job is to connect South Asians together romantically, and she is right about 0% of the time. That's a strange premise for a show. It'd be like turning on SportsCenter. Here's all the shots Steph Curry missed last night. I don't want to see that. I want to see my boy traded from 10 feet behind the three-point line. It's crazy. But she'll say that stuff. She'll criticize, especially the women. She's a little sexist. Seema Auntie. She will say to the women, "Mia beti, you have too many criterias." She takes this word criteria and she makes it even more plural. To show you how single you are. It's true that she'll say to them, she'll go, "You know, you get 60, 70% of what you're looking for, it's okay." Really, Auntie? When's the last time I could bring home a 60, 70% on a math test? I find out that there's a group of people, API. This is a bunch of South Asian doctors, but they don't call it SAD, because they're happy. They make a lot of money. Make a lot of money. I think my doctor's here tonight. They make a lot of money, I'm telling you. What kind of medicine? Internal medicine. Isn't it all internal medicine? Unless you're a dermatologist, it's all internal medicine. And I remember saying something about how they make the least amount of money. Sorry. But then I had a pediatrician come up to me, and she's like, actually, we make less money. I'm like, well, your patients are... They should make less. It's like operation. I mean, come on. But... I find out that this group, Oppie, is setting sail from South America to Antarctica. Boom. I'm hitching a ride with these fools. I'm going to do it. I don't care if I'm pre-med for 2 years. I'm going to sleep in the hold of the ship like Leo DiCaprio. I'm in. Okay? I'm going to do it. I hitch a ride. I take my college roommate along with me, and we fly down to Buenos Aires. I've been in Buenos Aires for 45 minutes, and I realized I really screwed up by not being born Latino. So close. The laid-back vibe, the beautiful people, the delicious food, it was incredible. I do this bar gig, it goes really well. And by the way, how am I getting these bar gigs? It's because when you're a comedian, you're sort of in this society of comedians. Like, you can hook each other up with this stuff. And comedians can be totally racist. We don't care. We have no line. So I hit up every Mexican comedian I knew. I was like, do you know anyone in Venezuela? And then they gave me people in Argentina, and that was it. So, fly down there, do the gig, and it went, well enough that the crowd decides to take me out in Buenos Aires. I don't know if you've been there before, but it was incredible. I always thought Latinos were kidding when they said that they go really late. And everything starts late, goes late. I'm like, they're exaggerating. There's no way. Dinner at 11 p.m., bar at 12 a.m. We try to go to a club at 12:30. It's not open yet. This club opens at 1 a.m. We go for a drink, come back at 1:30. It's a line 50 people deep. We go inside, we dance till 5 in the morning. It's a Wednesday. So I have high hopes for tonight. Hungover, I board the ship for Antarctica. Okay, I get on the ship, I'm gonna do it. The reason my wife did not go on this trip is something called the Drake Passage. Anyone know what that is? The Drake Passage is the roughest seas in the world. It's 600 miles of water where ships can pitch up to 40 feet. My wife was like, no thanks. Rajiv already rocks my world hard enough. Hi, Mom. Hey, you got a son out of it. What do you want? Yes, Naveen. We'll get there. So to even imagine what that's like, 40 feet, are you kidding me? You have to go back to math class and the X, Y, and Z axes, okay? Because you're a point in space, and the ship is rocking back and forth. It is rolling side to side like Axl Rose. By the way, that's where rock and roll comes from. And it's also pitching up and down. So you were a point in space doing this. And the only way to make that even remotely bearable is drugs. They give you something called a scopolamine patch, okay? Scopolamine is a drug. You take it, and it is to cure seasickness. The side effect, I'm not making this up, is nausea. That'd be like if Viagra, the side effect is impotence. Like, are you kidding me? What's the point of that? Literally, like, what is the point of that? Crazy. So we put it on, and then you read the package, and it tells you it is a patch to be put on a non-hairy part of your body. You're ahead of me on this one. Yeah, we're South Asian. Where's it gonna go? Behind the ear it goes, and oh my gosh, scopolamine. Oh, I learned to love the Drake Passage more than, you better find your lovin', you better find your heart. That's a passage by Drake. My British accent's a little better. And we're sailing along with all these Indians who bring along their own chef. South Asians cannot be without our cuisine. I tell you, they put the tikka in Antarctica. I love a good pun. I'm a Punjabi. As we approach the continent, I begin to fret because it turns out they decide to tell us now, no company can promise you a continental landing. What? And they go, it's in the terms and conditions. I go, that's like a Droid or an iPhone. Who reads that stuff? You just scroll to the end and hit I agree. Are you kidding me? They go, no, because the ship goes in, and then because of the water, there's no landing docks. Antarctica's not a country, it's a landmass. So you have to wait for the water to smooth out, and it doesn't always do that. Luckily, our crew consisted mostly of Europeans. And if anybody can figure out how to invade a landmass, they got us onto the actual continent. I performed for some cruise mates and some penguins. It was a cold room. But this brown guy did all right in front of a black and white crowd. By the way, you're not allowed to approach the penguins. They have to come to you. It's like Bumble. And the penguins are very cute, but they're kind of aloof. They kind of don't care that you're there. Then again, anytime anyone desperately traveled thousands of miles to come see me, I kind of blew them off too. We come back through South America, and I miss Christmas with Hersha. I'm really sorry. But I did text her from South America saying, let me know if you want anything from Amazon. I'm on bottom of the world. I don't know what it says about me that I got my stand-up comedy on Antarctica before I got it on late-night TV. But that's how I became the only person in history to perform stand-up comedy on all 7 continents. I'm a big fan of black music in general, pop, funk, disco, but I'm a big hip-hop guy. And hip-hop has a different tradition. It came out like the blues. It was oppressed music in the 80s, and that was a very, very different thing until 1992, when Biggie Smalls dropped the lyric, birthdays was the worst days, now we sip champagne when we thirsty. That's Biggie right there, and suddenly hip-hop became celebration music. And I love that. I love progress. The only thing I'm going to say right now is that if AI, artificial intelligence, is getting its information about the American people from American music, it's going to think black people have everything and white people ain't got nothing. Because you put on a black song, a hip-hop spot, they talk about what they have. I got my ride, got my shorty, got my drink, got my two-step. You put on a white song, a country track, they talk about what they don't have. I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost my girl, I lost my dog. AI is gonna be like, please share something with these poor, broke white people. I love country music. I actually love country music, as long as it's America. I love country music. I really do, I do. Because they do everything themselves. They're singer-songwriters. You don't really refer to country as singer-songwriter music. You think of like Jack Johnson or John Mayer, but it is. It's singer-songwriter music where they do everything themselves, which is ironic. Because hip-hop is about big up in yourself, right? I don't need anybody. I did this alone. Now let me give a shout out to the 20 homies who helped me make this track. Right? It's like you've been on this plane before where the pilot comes on, they're like, this is your captain speaking. This is a Delta flight in partnership with United, operated by American Airlines, in partnership with Southwest. Who's flying the plane? This is why I love Nelly. Does anyone remember Nelly? State lunatics, I love Nelly. Because he was like a narrator. He would always tell you where he was. You always knew what he was wearing. Vocal tank top on at this point. He would tell you exactly where he was. Get off the freeway, exit 106, and parked it. Why is he giving us the exit number? Are we supposed to meet him there? Should we be writing this down? He told you about the kind of females he was into. She could be 18 with an attitude, 19 got a snotty acting real rude. Whoa, Nelly! What a range of ages and dispositions. She could be 18 or 19 with an attitude or kind of snotty and real rude. That sounds like that could be the same woman. You're in the club later tonight, it's her 19th birthday. Before midnight, she's 18 with an attitude. After it, she's 19, got a snotty, acting real rude. Expand your horizons, Nelly. That's why I love Jay-Z. Oh, Jay, man, he's the king. I love Jay-Z. I love that track he had with, rest in peace, DMX. Remember that? Remember that track he had called Money, Cash, Hoes? Money, cash, hoes. They were talking about the 3 things they wanted out of life. Money, cash, hoes. I love that song. But these are not the 2 gentlemen with whom you want to find a genie's lamp. You rub it, the genie pops out, you get 3 wishes. We'll take money, cash. You dumbass, that's the same thing. Let's get some hoes and go home. Hose. What a word. You don't hear that word much anymore. That's probably a good thing. Because I remember the House of Pain song. Remember that? House of Pain? They had that song called Jump Around. And he goes, I'll bust him in the eye. Then I'll take the punk's hoe. It's kind of aggressive. I was an innocent suburban kid. So I thought he was saying, I'll bust him in the eye. Then I'll take the punks home. I was like, well, that's nice of him. You get your ass kicked, but you get to ride to your house.